Hi, let us have a quick understanding on tree walker check. As a part of the Checkstyle configuration, we will be having a tree walker check where it converts every Java file into a structured tree where every node will be having a token and all the submodules of the tree walker will be navigating or traversing over the tree, and it will be applying the check against each and every token or every node. Every node within the tree will have a token attached to it. Let us take a small example of a Java file. I do have a small Java file where I do have two variables, a constructor and a method. Now I am going to run the Checkstyle jar file and make it to print the tree structure of this specific Java file. I am going to run the Java jar and then the Checkstyle jar file. I am going to provide the option -t that will print the entire tree structure of this specific Java file. And I do have the other options as well where I can generate the tree with the comments or with the Java doc, or only for the Java doc I can generate the tree. Let's generate the tree first. So here it is going to provide the tree of different nodes within that specific Java file. So I can easily identify within the class definition and the object block, the left curly braces is getting started, and I do have a variable definition and a variable definition. Within the variable definition, the modifier, type, everything is provided. Now if I look into the Java file, I should have the same information. I do have the variable definition, I do have a variable definition, then I do have a constructor. The same way I will be having the method definition as well. So I will get to know the entire structure of the Java file by getting the tree. In case if I wanted with the Java documentation, all I need to provide is, instead of T, I need to provide capital T over here. If I had any Java comment, it will be providing with the Java comment. And in case if I want with the Java documentation, I can provide with the option capital J. And if I want only the Java document tree, I can use the small g. So it's going to provide with the Java documentation. Now let me generate the tree with a small t where I will be getting the actual tree, and this is what we call it as the token. Method underscore def, and for constructor it is ctor underscore def. Whenever any check or any module that is going to navigate against this particular tree, the applicable token will be mentioned very clearly within the documentation. What are all tokens that specific module can apply its check. Let us take a small example of method length violation. So this particular check, it is going to check how big the method is. When I say method, it includes the ordinary method as well as the constructor. So that's why within the tokens, it is mentioned very clearly. It's going to apply the check against both this token, that is method underscore def and ctor underscore def. By default, it will get applied against both the methods, and the default value is 150. That is 150 is the length, maximum length allowed in a method or constructor. Let us go ahead and do a small configuration file where I am going to add the method length, and the property I am making it as 5. That is the length of the method, I am making it as 5. Now let me go ahead and execute this specific check against the Java file. Let me execute the check from the command prompt itself. I will execute the Checkstyle jar file with the option -c and then the configuration file and then the actual Java file. So it's going to do the audit against the Java file, print the audit report. So it is printing for the method, the allowed length is 5, but it is having 9 lines. And for the next method, it is having 13 lines. Now let's assume there is a specific requirement to do the check on the constructor and for the method in a different way. That's where the token comes into picture. Let us go ahead and modify the configuration file by using the tokens. So I'm going to apply the method length, and I am going to apply this specific check against the token method underscore def where the maximum allowed length is 10, and for constructor the maximum allowed length is 5. By this way, I will be in a position to apply any check specific to a token. Let me save this and execute the audit once again. So it clearly applied the check on the method for 10 lines of code and for the constructor 5 lines of code. Let me go ahead and fix the Java file for the constructor. I'm having only these lines within the constructor, and for this method I do have more lines. Now let me go ahead and execute this check once again. So the constructor, it is not providing the warning. By this way, I will be in a position to apply the check against the individual token. That's where the tree walker check and identifying the tree and token comes into picture. So in a quick summary, we have seen how the tree walker check will create the tree and what is the use of it, and what is the use of the token, especially when the modules are navigating against the tree and applying the check and doing the audit.